When we talk about Rajasthan settlements, there is one is called Dhani, other is called Palla, other is called Nagla. What are the difference between these different names? And
what is the difference between judicial custody and police custody?
How is India countering extremist policy of China?
What is difference between negative and positive rights?
What is watershed management?
May I come in, sir?
please do.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
You're Mr. Abhishek.
Yes, sir.
Abhishek, English is going to be a preferred medium.
Yes, sir.
I would like to inform my fellow board members that Abhishek is basically from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. I can also see that he studied BCom, the commerce degree, and then masters in sociology, both from Jaya Narayan Vyas University in Jodhpur. I can also see that you like exploring Indian villages through documentaries and long distance running. Is there anything you would like to add to the information I gave?
Sir, my mother is a teacher in a government primary school, and my father retired from the Indian Railways. And I was also a badminton player. I have played at the national level, sir.
Okay. So Abhishek, you have taken sociology as your option, right?
Sir.
And you're coming from Rajasthan. You mentioned that you like exploring Indian villages. So tell me, when we talk about Rajasthan settlements, there is one is called Dhani, other is called Palla, other is called Nagla. What are the difference between these different names in rural settlements in Rajasthan? Are these the same thing, only the synonyms of each other, or there is a difference?
So there is a difference, sir. Though I'm not aware about the other terms, sir, I'm aware about the Dhani. Dhani is a settlement where it is kind of a small hamlet where most people who are similar in caste, who have same caste, they live together, usually.
So Dhani and villages are not same. Village is a superset and Dhani is a subset.
Sir, it is not necessary that in rural areas we also see that there are inclusive spaces where other castes also live. But Dhanis, it may be in a village, it may not be in a village. It will be part of the village in some villages only, but not in all villages.
So you're basically saying that Dhani is essentially a caste segregation within a village. Or even if outside the village, but it is a caste segregated place.
Yes, sir, mostly.
Why is it so that we have in our country the settlement based on either the caste or the communities? We see the ghettoization in the urban areas. We see Dhanis and Tolas and in the rural places. As a sociology student, for anybody who's not Indian, it will be baffling. Tell me, why are we so averse to live with people unlike us?
Sir, I think historically there have been few reasons. And firstly, if I talk about the notion of purity and pollution, which was associated with the caste. So though we have abolished untouchability under Article 17 of the Indian Constitution, and we have various laws for inclusive growth. However, sir, these social norms still persist in certain pockets of the country. However, sir, I do believe that we have progressed a lot. And when I see the villages, when I go there, I find that there are more inclusive spaces. Yes, sir.
Consider a situation that you become a civil servant and you come across a situation where, for example, there is a society which is predominantly of one community, and it's happening in all Gujarat. We heard it in UP, and then somebody else from a different community comes and buy a house, and others are up in arms and they say they won't let this family come and settle. How will you resolve the situation? This person is a legal buyer of this place, invested all his life savings into it, want to live there, and their neighbors were saying that the person is coming from a different community, we will not let the family settle here. And it's happening, it's a real thing happening in our country.
So I think I'll talk to the community first and try to explain.
You have done this. Tell me about the actions. You talk to them. They said, okay, they eat something and we don't like them. We don't feel safe. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Now you have to act. What will you do?
So if the buying was legal, I would allow, and I will ensure that the safety of that person is ensured through maintenance of law and order, and also through community engagement over the time, sir, so that the rift between the different communities can be reduced over time.
It is. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Abhishek. Who is Mr. Jayanarayan Vyas?
Sir, he was the third Chief Minister of Rajasthan.
What was his major contribution?
Sir, he founded the Prajamandal movement in Marwar, and also he was the founder of the Rajasthan Marwar Improvement Society, the Marwar Hitkarni Sabha. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, you tell me what there are three components of GST. What are those three components of GST? When we pay GST, there are three components mentioned normally.
Sorry, sir.
SGST, CGST, one is IGST.
Yes.
What do you understand by IGST?
Sir, it is integrated GST, and it is for transactions which are, for example, interstate transactions, or there is an product which we are importing, and there is some GST on that. So we have to distribute it between the states and the center.
So who collects it?
Sir, I'm not sure.
Because one authority has to collect it. Like SGST is collected by state, CGST is for the center. And what is the input tax credit?
Sir, whenever an enterprise buys some inputs and pays GST on that, so that input would be credited and that can be utilized against paying GST for the output, sir.
And can you give one example how it
Yes.
was? Yes.
So, for example, the GST on textiles, sir, if we see that if the input GST is 18% and the output GST is 5%, so that difference can be utilized through the input tax credit. It will be accounted in their particular account, their GST account, and then they can adjust that tax amount, sir.
Okay, but that input tax credit can be reimbursed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Is it reimbursable?
Yes, sir, it is reimbursable.
What is that inverted duty tax structure? Inverted duty tax structure.
Sir, it is one of the flaws in the GST system, sir. For example, I gave the example of textiles. For example, there is a raw material, man-made fiber, which has 18% input GST. However, if we are paying 5% output GST, or the output GST is 5% on the final product, then the seller, the enterprise, would not be able to maintain or adjust that particular input tax credit for paying, sir.
And what is that in case of for export imports, this inverted duty tax structure? In case of imports, what is that?
I'm not sure, sir.
Okay. You could play badminton.
Yes, sir.
What is the size of badminton court?
Sir, it is 20 feet by 44 feet, sir. If we include the back galleries and the side galleries also.
For double, it is 40.
Yes, single. So for singles, the side galleries, I'm not sure, sir. The singles, the side gallery size, I'm not sure, but the side galleries will not be there.
Okay, I thought you were national level player, you must be knowing. You play single or doubles?
So I used to play singles, but I've also played doubles.
Okay. Okay, you tell me you are from, you have opted for IPS also.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between judicial custody and police custody? Judicial custody and police custody, what is the difference between the two?
Sir, in the police custody, the person who is charged with the particular crime, he is accused, he will be in the police station, and the police can then inquire without the permission of the court.
Police can inquire without the permission of the court. Article 21 what says how long you can keep a person in police custody?
Sir, for 24 hours, sir?
Yes. So after 24 hours, what if police want to investigate, they can keep him after 24 hours also?
After the permission of magistrates.
Yes, only with the permission of the magistrates. And what is judicial custody?
So that accused person would be kept in the jail, and with the permission of the magistrate or the judge, that person can be investigated.
Yes, that is a different. Judicial magistrate has to take a call.
Yes, sir.
Police can seek police custody also. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Abhishek. First of all, young congratulations.
Thank
Basically, how is India countering expansionist policy of China? What are we doing?
Sir, firstly, if I talk about the border issue, sir, we had mechanism at the highest level of military where we used to engage and have dialogues, and also, sir, after the just before the BRICS summit of 2024 at Kazan, we signed an agreement where we are talking about de-escalation. On the other side, we have made our position very clear, sir. The Honorable Foreign Minister has repeatedly said that Arunachal Pradesh, for example, recently the visa case, and also about the Aksai Chin, our stance is very clear that it is our territory and it will remain an inalienable part of India, sir.
So what are we doing about the adverse trade deficit with China? We are the second largest partner, in spite of all the tension.
So we have come up with a lot of schemes where we are promoting domestic manufacturing, sir. For example, the Make in India scheme, we have the production linked incentive scheme, and if you see the figures, sir, the defense exports rising from 50,000 crore to almost 1,50,000 crore in the last year, and also the
Is that the export or production?
so that is the production. The exports are 23,000 crore, sir. Yes, sir. So, and sir, apart from that, sir, we are deregulating many industries, in the sense we have come up with labor codes and we are creating manufacturing, incentivizing manufacturing in India, so that different companies can come to India and we can exploit the China 1+1 policy.
Okay. Then is GM still relevant?
So I do believe it is still relevant, and it is because of few factors, sir. So firstly, UN still has a almost universal membership. So it provides a forum where different countries can talk about global issues. Secondly, sir, there are many arms of the UN. For example, the WHO, or we talk about many relief agencies which are working around the world for refugees. So in that manner, sir, I think UN is still relevant, sir.
Okay, but what about the visa power, veto power? I mean, everybody talks, but somebody vetoes it. There is no meaning.
That is true, sir. Despite being relevant, I think it has a lot of flaws. And first, as you mentioned, sir, the veto power, which effectively leads to non-consensus on many issues which are relevant to the global order. And secondly, sir, I believe that the representation also, sir, for example, Latin America is non-represented, and we see Africa, there is no representation, and Asia, there is under-representation. So yes, sir, there is a huge scope of.
So your father is retired from railways?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are a lot of cases about jumping on railway line, railway train, blah. But what are the test government has taken?
So for railway accidents in general, so firstly we have come up with the Kavach system, and it is our indigenous automatic accident avoidance system and safety system. And secondly, sir, we are also increasing the force of pointsmen and gangsmen, who are the foot soldiers of the tracks, so that they can take care of any obstruction on the track. And thirdly, sir, the UST, the ultrasound testing, the frequency has also increased. So if there is anything on the track or any obstruction, or if there is any flaw in track maintenance, it can come to our notice and we can improve that. Thank you, sir.
Abhishek, recently I watched a documentary. There I saw about jails in Scandinavian countries, especially Sweden. It was like a small size apartment having basic amenities like kitchen and all. I was wondering what will happen if similar kind of jails are made in India. Being a sociology student, what would be your take on this?
So from the point of view of the dignity of people, including the people who have been jailed, I think it is very good. However, sir, given the finances of India, it would be a huge financial burden. And if we are spending more on this, definitely we have to improve. But if we look at making them like apartments, it will involve a lot of cost. And given the competitive nature of budgets, it will lead to reduction in the social expenditure also. So that might affect education, health expenditure.
But don't you think that it has also to do with the living standards of general population in the two countries? If such kind of apartments are being made available at jail, many people would willingly lodge themselves into jails. So apart from that cost thing, what is your take? Is it about living standards as well?
Sir, it is, but I don't think so. It would be, so as you mentioned, sir, everybody would be willing to go into the jail because, sir, I think freedom is also important and more important. Sir, and second thing I mentioned, sir, the finances also.
What is your take on this? Now I'm rephrasing the same question. Sorry, I'm stretching it. That the life in jail should be worse than life of a general person outside the jail. Don't you think that this idea is also valid?
So in my personal opinion, I don't believe this idea is valid. I believe that dignified life is a right of every person, and the quality of life in the jail and outside the jail, we should always strive to improve it.
ठीक है, it's okay, Abhishek, let it be. You talked about Article 17, right against untouchability. So taking forward that same discussion, I would like to know what is difference between negative and positive rights.
Sir, if I talk about the positive rights, it is about expanding the freedom and the rights of the people. I'll give you an example, sir. For example, there is a freedom to express oneself, and that is a positive right. But sir, if you talk about right against untouchability, then it is a negative right because we can sue any person.
So freedom of speech and expression is a positive right?
Yes, sir, but the reasonable restrictions, sir, are also there for that rights.
Okay. Without any ability, if I don't have ability to express myself, yet I have that freedom to express myself, will this be considered as a positive set of rights? I don't have abilities because I was not groomed or educated in that manner, yet I have legally or constitution provides me these sets of rights. So in that case also it will be considered as a positive set of rights. Since these rights are available to me, it allows me legally to express myself. So it will be considered as a positive set of rights without abilities.
So I think if we go to the essence of the right, it talks about giving that freedom to express oneself. So sir, in that sense, I do believe that it will be a positive right.
Since you are a student of sociology, I would like to quickly ask one more question. Have you heard about the concept Asian value debate?
Asian value debate?
Yes.
Sorry sir, I'm not aware of this.
Sanskritization of caste by M. Srinivas.
Sir, I'm aware of that.
Please explain.
Sir, the definition goes that if any particular caste or tribe try to imitate the practices, cultural values of the so-called upper caste, then it is called as Sanskritization.
So why would they imitate the upper caste?
Sir, we saw that in the ritual hierarchy, we saw that privileges were often associated with your position in the social stratification or the hierarchy. So people thought that if they try to imitate the practices and if they move up the ladder of the ritual hierarchy, maybe they'll have more privileges in the society.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you, sir.
Abhishek, so you have received an award by the Jal Bhagirath Foundation for traditional water systems.
Yes.
What is watershed management?
Sir, every water body has a catchment area.
Okay.
And if we see that catchment area is actually shedding the water to the water body. So if we take care of that, the catchment area, that is watershed management, sir.
What are its objectives?
So firstly, there are numerous objectives, sir. Firstly, it can be mainly to conserve the water first. Second, improve the quality of the water. Third, to ensure that water flows perennially or there is continuous flow of the water. And sir, apart from these, because when we conserve water and when we are able to use it, it will lead to more agriculture and economic prosperity of the communities living in the catchment area.
Fairly put. What is one water approach?
So may I take a moment to think on this?
Yes.
I'm not able to recall, sir.
Okay, Abhishek. Abhishek, do you know what part is called as the Marusthali in Rajasthan?
Marusthali. Sir, Maru is the western part of the Rajasthan. So yes, sir, I think it has to do. Yes, sir.
And why did that part Marusthali got formed?
Sir, it is because of the effect of the trade winds. Because when we see that we are the tropical region and here we see the impact of easterlies. So when the easterly wind would be there and it strikes our eastern coast first, and when the winds reaches to the western coast, it will be dry. So there will be no rainfall and therefore creation of the desert, sir.
What is one district, one produce of Jodhpur?
So it is cumin.
Cumin seeds. And what else is famous, Jodhpur is famous for?
So it is famous for its local cuisine such as mirchi bada, ghevar, for its local artisan crafts, for example, mojadi, bandhani, and also for its architectural heritage like the Umaid Bhawan Palace, Mehrangarh Fort.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you, sir.
Fine, Abhishek, it was nice talking to you. Your interview is over. So let's assume that the interview is over. Tell me, you're happy with your performance today or you're not happy?
Sir, I would say relatively less happy because I was in a flow when I came the first time. And second time, sir, there was something, I don't know which, something was here, some insect or something.
Is it?
When I was speaking to sir.
We didn't notice it. Anyway, I mean, apart
So-
from that, otherwise you were able to analyze your communication. It was good.
So it became relatively better at the end of the interview. And initially, sir, when I was talking to sir, my focus was continuously on this insect. So I thought that
You
what is
appeared
it?
in the interview last time as well.
Sir,
What was the score?
so it was 174. 170.
174. That was there in my mind. Ki it should be around that last time. So you missed by how many marks?
So 6 marks.
6 marks. Do you believe that you covered more than 6 in the mains this time?
Sir, I'm not sure. I have not evaluated myself after that.
Doesn't matter. And see, our understanding of your performance today is that it is good. It's, in fact, at places it is very, very good, and at places it's good. And overall, in general, you have a pleasant personality. Your walk-in is good. I understand that we were discussing that how it's gonna impact a candidate if it's we are doing like this, but then that was done. So, but in general, your walk-in is good. Your sitting posture is good. Your voice level in general is very good. You know emphasis, and you're able to use these good. Similarly, your eye contact was okay, and also your flow was good. Hand movement, I'm not that sure about it because at places, generally some hand movement is okay.
Yes, sir.
But at places it appears a little more than some, right? It appears a little bit more animated. I mean, I understand the school of thought thing. There are certain evaluators who believe that some hand movement should be there, but in your case, it was definitely more than that. So I advise you to consider it that if you can curb that. That will be in your favor. So this was about the verbal and non-verbal communication, but when it comes to the content thing, you have this wonderful tendency of being able to find the nuanced parts within whenever analytical questions are there, and which is definitely your strength. So facts may or may not, you may or may not have. It is fine with any candidates. No candidate is expected to have all the facts. But if you either you have facts or facts are supplied to you, you are able to give the nuanced answers, your nuanced analysis, which is definitely the strength. It will depend on that day whether you get that enough opportunity to display this particular thing, and whether you are able to bring these opportunities to you.
So that is what happened last year, sir.
Uh-huh.
Initially, the chairman, sir, gave me an opportunity to express myself, and he asked certain questions which were based on my opinion. But after that, all questions were so factual that I couldn't express myself.
So, it may happen. It may happen this time also. But in general, whenever you have opportunity to analyze, your opportunity to give nuanced view, because I understood the moment you mentioned this polity and pollution in terms of settlement, that you have this tendency to understand the deeper nuanced part of it. It all will depend on that day. Generally, for a smart candidate, we do suggest giving leading answers sometimes, which is sometimes. It should be very subtle, it should not be very overt, but you can kind of give keywords in the area of your strength. Make sure in the area of your strength.
So,
I have interviewed many candidates who have given leading answers for the area of weakness. Don't do that, right? Other things are in place. So, I thoroughly enjoyed the whole conversation. A little bit of hand movement you have to curb, and you have to ensure that you are able to earn or capitalize on already served opportunities of analyzing good. Right? Everything else is in place. You want to ask something?
sir, not in particular, sir, but I think the first time I came, it was relatively better, or
No,
Initially?
Initially it started better, definitely, and that was the only portion. But in the later part also we could see that spark. So don't worry about it. Anything else, sir?
I would say that this you can say there's a blessing in this, right? So you did very well in spite of that adversity and in spite of that insect, right? So just take it as a blessing. Okay, your mental strength is there. You could still come up and you did very well, right? So just now, with this, if you could perform this way, I think you're.
There are many candidates
Very
who
good.
complain,
Very good.
even over the board, that right at the moment when I entered, the tea came, and the tea spoiled my interview and the flow. It happened. But then mostly you should be able to overcome
That
this
is what
idea.
it is. Right? Today, if we could come up with the mental strength,
Correct.
that's a blessing in disguise.
Sir, thank you, sir.
ठीक है?
All the
और
best.
क्या दिक्कत है?
Yes,
ठीक है,
sir.
तो इसमें अच्छा हो गया, थोड़ा सा ऐसे थोड़ा.
Yes, sir.
Good.
चलिए, खुश रहिए. All the
Sir,
best.
at times do I speak too fast?
एक आध बार मुझे लगा, लेकिन कभी भी ना वॉइस क्लैरिटी नहीं अफेक्ट हो रही थी.
Okay,
और
sir.
इट वाज गोइंग विद द फ्लो. सो ऐसा नहीं लग रहा था कि किसी पे अलग से ध्यान जाए. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. ओवर थिंकिंग अबाउट इट विल
हमारा
अननेसेसरी.
20 तारीख को है, अभी कंसोलिडेट करो, तो मैंने कुछ पॉइंट बता दिए.
ठीक है.
इनका आंसर नहीं आता, टेंशन होती है. Don't worry about it.
Yes, sir. This I have learned, sir. That if I don't know, I'll not.
You didn't know. It doesn't matter. Don't get rattled.
Yes,
बियॉन्ड द पॉइंट इट डजंट मैटर. ठीक है.
Yes.
चलिए, ऑल द बेस्ट.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All the best. God bless.